Hello everyone, my name's Alex, and today I'll be painting over an AI generated image that I got using Midjourney. The basic concept of this image is Usagi from Sailor Moon. She's sitting on a riverboat enjoying the view of the moon during an autumn festival that's usually held in Japan called Tsukimi. I put her in a kimono because I thought that'd be really cute, and I have her surrounded by lanterns to add a bit of a pretty atmospheric, glowy kind of feel to the image. And it's like a different source of lighting to give movement across the painting. At first, I painted her onto the canvas just to figure out how I want everything to be arranged. And then I started to paint the boat, because the original image of the boat was terrible. The AI I used was Midjourney. It was pretty simple to use. Here are some video suggestions to watch if you don't exactly know how to use Midjourney or anything. These videos really helped me figure out exactly what to put on there, because you can just put like a random series of words over there and you're like, that's not what I wanted. I was able to use these tutorials to figure out how to put in specifically what I want. And I didn't want an image to be like super hyper realistic and like really like looks like someone else has already painted it. So I got this random little blushy image that I thought looked nice. The coloring was great. I thought the composition was great, but I just had to paint over it to make it like somewhere within my vision. You may notice Usagi has white hair. That's because I prefer her original design of having white hair and the red mask, and also prefer the original Sailor Scouts designs too, but you know, it was not consistent, and I probably think it would be hard to animate. And she is viewing the moon on a boat because that is what is traditionally done during the Nara and Heian periods of Japan. They would go out on a boat to celebrate the mid-autumn, view the harvest moon. They would like read poetry, sing songs, and probably do other activities, drinking, eating daifuku, which is basically a little squishy treat. I forgot exactly what it is, but I have a feeling that Usagi would really enjoy those, eating in the boat, putting some lanterns in the water, even though I don't think any of these lanterns are accurate to the time period, but hey, I think it works. It makes it all pretty. I was going to add like cherry blossom trees to this, but I decided not to and just have the cherry blossom part of this image be the flower lanterns that's in the water. So I thought it'll be a lot prettier to do. Plus I didn't feel like painting any tree bark or anything like that. They would also view pampas grass? Yeah, pampas grass, which I drew mine's looking like wheat for some reason. I have a reference image, but it still didn't turn out right. I don't understand why, but hey, it looks nice. I like how I painted it. In the end, it turned out looking pretty good. It was lit correctly. That's all I kind of cared about at the end of the day. I was kind of really not frustrated, but I felt like I was like walking for the first time because I haven't digitally painted in like a very, very, very long time, because I was really focused on like doing 3D art and I really enjoyed it. I didn't have to really think of like intuitively whenever I had to make a 3D image or like a 3D environment or anything like that. But I did miss the 2D art. I miss the paintings. I miss the just drawing for like hours on end, not thinking of anything, because I would get a little like distracted where I'll be like drawing for like 5 hours, no food or water, because I was really into it. Yeah, so I'm basically restarting my art journey restarting my art journey more seriously, and I want to be more active within social media because I don't have the group of friends I did in high school where everybody would draw, we would show each other who's drawing, we would say, hey, you should probably do this, hey, you should probably do that. When I graduated, I was really focused on getting a job, and I didn't feel confident enough to like get a job or start doing commissions with my 2D art, so I focused on trying to get a graphic design degree and getting a job in graphic design, but that didn't turn out how it did in the end. I ended up having a web development job that helped me figure out what I wanted to do, which was 3D art. They needed someone who knew how to 3D model, and I 3D modeled like a little bit, and so they're like, yeah, you can 3D model, we need you for these projects. So basically I worked on a bunch of projects that required 3D models, and I was like, this is really fun, I really like this. So I was able to practice on my spare time while working on websites and using what I learned on the side onto like the 3D projects. And unfortunately, I lost that job due to COVID, and I was like, well, now I have all the time in the world to focus on learning how to do better 3D. So I learned like shaders, I learned how to put in engine to where it's like fully operational, and I just really enjoyed it. I completely abandoned drawing or anything 2D really, unless it's like hand painting like a 3D model. Oh man, okay, so I was gonna have Usagi face towards the camera a bit, but I did not like that, so I turned her away. I was like, absolutely not. I really like this profile, and you see I have a reference painting on the side to, you know, to figure out what kind of lighting I wanted. And I found out that the kimono is more slouched in the back. It's like kind of like a convenient way to not get your like makeup on the back, and so that your hairstyle looks better with the back slouched down. But conveniently also turned out kind of cleavage thing without it being like offensive. It's like very modest. Back in the time, that's why they did it. Well, mainly because of the cleanliness thing, so it doesn't rub on the back of your neck and get all dirty. I thought that was pretty interesting because I noticed this angle is shown a lot in like anime and Japanese movies and television shows to like show like the femininity of the character. Oh man. These roses are drawn from a tutorial that I saw like in high school, and I still draw my roses like that. So they're a little amateur, but they seem to look good far away because, you know, this is not up close painting of the characters. I basically colored it how I usually color all my paintings back in the day. At least I don't feel like I evolved a lot from my high school days. If I look at my drawings from like 2019 to like 2016 maybe, I don't know, I was just really busy at the time, working part-time, then working full-time, so I didn't put a lot of thought into my digital art either. I didn't think about the art fundamentals, I didn't think about color theory, I didn't think about anything. I was just painting and looking at tutorials every now and then, and now I'm like studying art as a thing for my free time. Like I figure out how the skin looks when the light is behind the character or from the side of the character. I really like how I rendered the skin on this painting. It looks fleshy, if I can say. And the hair, I'm not really impressed by it, but this is, for me, this is all a test to see where I am with my digital painting. I get to see where I'm at, and I get to see what I need to improve on. So far, I'm like, whoa, everything. And I kind of want to switch to a new program. I want to switch to Clip Studio Paint, even after they announced that they're probably going to be subscription based only. I don't know much about the drama with that. It just reminds me what happened to Substance Painter within like the 3D world. It was like, oh no, we're going to pay monthly. But luckily I got the perpetual license for Substance Painter. I think it's 2019 or something. But I get to use it whenever I want now. And I think I did the same thing with Substance Designer. So I'm good with those, but I'm probably gonna jump into the subscription thing sometime soon, especially if there's a cool feature added. So I guess I'm fine with paying for Clip Studio Paint subscription. I think there's a perpetual license. Not really sure. Probably look into it, see what I do. But I think the next video I post is gonna be me trying Clip Studio Paint for the very, very first time. I watched the Draw Feast show. Well, I started watching them, and I saw how they use Clip Studio Paint, I was like, okay, we're gonna get this program because it looks so nice. But I'm definitely going to use it in the future instead of Sai. Even though I love Sai, I like the creator. I like that he basically made it where it's improved from the first version, because I'm using version 2 now. But I'm like, this one has a lot more features, and people are making tools to do really cool things with it, and I'm like, I kind of want to explore that because I don't get that with Sai. I still love Sai. I may still use Sai in future, definitely, because it's more comfortable for me. I also used to use Photoshop, but Photoshop got a little difficult to use for some reason for me. I just ended up using Photoshop for like rendering, adding some effects, adjusting like the contrast and things, because you can do a lot more of that in Photoshop than you can in PaintToolSai. But I think I'm definitely going to keep Photoshop, drop PaintToolSai, and get Clip Studio Paint, because that program seems very, very innovative. It just seems like something fun to use. I was really struggling with painting the kimono in this image, so I apologize. I'm not good at painting clothes. I think I'm better with doing that with a pencil, real life, because I always like can draw clothes fine when it's like pencil, but painting it, I just have strong issues with it. Speaking of RL, I'm probably going to film a few videos of me like drawing in real life. I'm definitely going to be doing Inktober this year. I'm gonna attempt it for real this time. I've attempted it mentally around 2012, 2013, but I never like actually like finished it. So I plan on doing it this year, hopefully at least most of the month. I'm excited to do that because I bought some new pens, I bought a sketchbook, so I'm just really excited. I absolutely love buying new art supplies and playing with them and learning how to use them, really. It just seems to exercise your brain a bit before you get too bored or too comfortable using like one thing, which is why I kind of like 3D, because it was never just like, oh, you're just making a 3D model. It's like, oh no, you gotta figure out everything about this object or environment or lighting. Even there was a lot of troubleshooting, like technical wise, because it was like, well, this program didn't work the way you thought it would, and you're like, oh, this is all messed up now. So I just find it as a challenge to myself, and it's really fun to learn new things and master it or become like very, very comfortable with that. Okay, and we're finally at the end of the painting process right now. I am editing it in Photoshop, just to get the lighting right, the colors right, and everything right, because usually when you paint, it's not exactly how you want. There's in some way you can enhance it. There's no like artwork that's like absolutely perfect. I'm sure most people were like, oh, I gotta tweak this, I gotta do this, I gotta move this, I gotta tweak this. It's never perfect, at least I feel from my perspective, because I think a lot of artists personally are perfectionists, which is why we spend like hours and hours on like one thing, or hours and hours on like trying to get this part just right. Unfortunately, it is within my personality to be a perfectionist, which is not good. I really like the glowiness of this image, to be honest. I think that's the main thing I like about it, is the atmospheric feeling, the like peacefulness of it. It makes me feel like, she's just enjoying her time out there in the water. It's very pretty. I like the lanterns, the pampas grass slash wheat. The daifuku looks good. And you see me saving the image, and I have to toss it back into PaintToolSai because I did not do the water ripples. I did not know what I was going to do with that, so I think I looked at a reference image and was like, okay, we're doing it this way. And yeah, I think I made the ripples a little glowy. And that's the end of it. Here's the final result. I really want to thank you guys for watching this video. I have not taken my art seriously in a long time, and I hope that you get to see me grow, improve, record better. If you want to continue seeing that, subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and have a good day. Bye!